Shinobi on X, The Outer Worlds 2 underperformed sales expectations, and there won't be a third, says Obsidian. And then links a Bloomberg article that is paywalled. Let's head over to IGN. Obsidian's The Outer Worlds 2 underperformed, and there won't be a third. Avowed also missed targets, but its universe will continue. Veteran role-playing game maker Obsidian Entertainment has no plans to continue The Outer Worlds with a third game, the studio has confirmed. And this is part of a Bloomberg interview. I'm not going to go through this word by word, but I will say that this was the talk of the town today. Everyone was completely roasting this over and over again. Moshi Mode saying, were you signing those letters with your tears? Quote tweeting, Xbox UK, me replying to my haters, with the Outer Worlds guy typing. Obsidian isn't making Outer Worlds 3, but will work on more games in the Avowed universe, despite disappointing sales. Kino Casino, Andy Worski. But I was told the modern audience loved this game, and Game Pass saves every game on it. Here's Atreus. Avowed and the Outer Worlds 2 failed to meet expectations. Hashtag the chuds are coming. Let's see what he has to say.
The chuds are coming. The chuds are coming. So news comes out that Avowed and the Outer Worlds 2 did not meet sales expectations. You can read it here. Avowed and the Outer Worlds 2 failed to meet sales expectations. Both were in development for 6 years. Now, if you're a grifter like me, this isn't surprising. You knew this was going to come. But apparently there's some people that are surprised.
Paris, bummer to hear that Avowed and the Outer Worlds fell short of expectations. Loved both games. Now, for those that don't know, Paris had exclusive access. We know when we talked to Access Media, he had one-on-one in-person interviews with the directors at Obsidian, talking about the games and promoting them and pushing them on his YouTube channel. So, of course, he's going to say, I loved both games. I'm like, you need to retain your access. You need these games to be successful to continue perpetuating what you do, which means that people can't even trust your opinion. Do you actually really love these games, or you just have to love them because you have access with the studios?
Paris Lily, bummer to hear that Avowed and the Outer Worlds 2 fell short of sales expectations. The Mighty Keith, what's crazy about this? Outer Worlds 2 is better than the first one in almost every way. I'm kind of confused about this. No, you're not. No, you're not. How many L's do you niggas need to take before you get the message?
This is a great point by Atreus here too, because these are the same people that were roasting people like Atreus and me and Hypnotic and Veridark, and you go down the whole line of people. Words of Paradise, anyone making videos, 8-Bit Eric, just like you guys are just grifting. You just hate these studios and you don't know anything about the games, and you just want to be mad because you want to rage bait and get clicks on hating things. No, bitch. I was super excited about Expedition 33. One of the best games I've ever played. Like, holy shit. And watch my videos pumping it up, talking about that. But no, they only want to focus on the negatives. The same shit that Colin Moriarty was saying to me when he was on the channel talking to me, talking about how I'm super negative about everything. It's like, no, I'm honest. And sometimes being honest means you're overwhelmingly negative when your entire industry's been co-opted by shills and people pushing propaganda. But I digress.
At some point, you're going to have to look in the mirror and say to yourself, damn, these goddamn grifters might be on to something. Avowed was cooked the moment it came, looking like a medieval Fortnite game.
Yep.
The Outer Worlds was cooked the moment it came out, looking like a space Fortnite game.
Well, not only that, but it was cooked as soon as they said it was going to be, what was it, an $80 full price game? I can never remember. And then they drop it $10 because nobody was pre-ordering it at all. Like, that alone should have told Microsoft to be like, we are not even in the same galaxy of where people are to want to buy this game. We need to make it the $50 price point. We need to hit the drop it 30. Don't drop it 10. Drop it 30. Instead of from 80 to 70, drop it from 80 to 50 and be like, we done fucked up. We thought that this is the direction the games industry was going, but we now understand that we were being too greedy. Own it. 100%. own it. And I think if they came out and said that, people would have been like, damn, Microsoft is actually being a human right now. They're not being corporal slop pushing an agenda on people. They're actually just talking to the gamers saying, hey, we fucked up. Sorry. We're going to get to the price point that this is actually valued at. But no, they were still super greedy. Don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. Don't raise the price to $80 just to drop it back down to $10 and be like, look, it's a deal, guys. Now buy it. It's like, no, I wasn't going to buy it at 70. Why would I buy it at 80?
Then you start adding all the controversies, the $80 price tag, the Charlie Kirk situation, and the community managers attacking everybody. It was dumb. At some
and he's talking about Matt Hansen. We'll get to Matt Hansen in just a second.
Point, y'all niggas gonna realize we are not telling everybody how to think or what they should even think. Yeah. We're telling you what the actual gamers think. At what point you gonna see that? The chuds are coming. The chuds are coming.
I fucking love Atreus. He's amazing. This is an article that I wrote on smashjt.com, November 27th, 2024. He's still going. Avowed art director Matt Hansen continues his insane, unhinged social media rampage. It shows the disconnect from the people working on the game at the studio to the people buying the game. This is the dude that actively hated white people. They need to feel the sting of shame for the rest of their putrid lives, to be honest. And that is me being nice. Quote tweeting, I also firmly believe that we need to crush these people's spirits into blood and earth and not be nice to the amoral supporters of an aspirational, gore-soaked dictator opinion. We must have compassion for those on the losing side of the presidential campaign. So the dude at Obsidian, he's welcome to his political opinions. But dude, this is you actively attacking your customer. And here's the thing. When I had the insider reach out to me at Obsidian, he even told me that this guy was universally hated at the company. It's like, nobody likes this guy. He's a douche. He's an asshole. Yet he stayed in the position of art director through all these tweets that came out. Reminder to Black artists out there who are looking for portfolio reviews or job advice, my DMs are open and you will always have my priority. We got too many crusty white dudes in this field. Please let me help you replace me one day. I want to go back to living in the woods. You think like at some point he'd have a conversation with the higher ups at Obsidian being like, bro, we're going to have a problem here if you keep tweeting these things out there. If you start saying this kind of thing, there's an issue here. Elon Musk, this is illegal. Quote tweeting Miles Chong, Microsoft's gaming division is excluding whites from being hired to work on their video games. All of their new hires are unqualified, queer, and Black people because the company's executives have an explicit mandate against crusty old white dudes. This was an insane story when it came out. And I'm like, I knew back when I was covering this at this point now, almost 2 full years ago, going on a year and a half ago right now. I'm like, this is going to come back and bite them in the ass. People are going to just put this in the back pocket, be like, all right, we're good. Don't need any of this. 8-Bit Eric. Yeah, about that. This did not age well. Typing away. Daka Daka. Love my ass off. Keely's blasting Obsidian. The Game Awards. Both the Outer Worlds 2 and Avowed failed to meet Xbox's sales expectation. RIP Wokesidian. Obsidian hopefully can learn from this. We want fun experiences, not lectures. The modern audience failed to show up again? Color me shocked. Microsoft increases profit margins for games. This leads to Xbox desperately killing their console, their brand, and going full Sega to achieve the margins. Games flop even harder. LOL. Lamau even. Quote tweeting Hasdor Gaming. Bloomberg interview with Obsidian. The Outer Worlds 2 and Avowed failed to meet sales expectations. Grounded 2 was a big hit. No plans for a third Outer Worlds. Microsoft's 30% profit target for many Xbox studios led to putting games on PlayStation. And this is a problem I've talked about multiple times before when it comes to Microsoft being the vacuum consuming all these companies in the gaming industry and then prioritizing profits over quality. They start pushing out slop as fast as they can, getting these games, wokeifying their studios, and then saying, you know what? The console is actually not where we make the money. Let's just go third party. This is exactly what happened to Sega. This is why Sega is a shell of what they used to be. Now, you could argue Sega's coming back a little bit right now with some of the games, but even the Sonic Racing Crossworld did not meet expectations. And when you can't fall back on having a console selling other games, you're going to have some bigger problems down the road. And my biggest issue is this brand has been completely destroyed. The Xbox brand in general. I am very sad as a gamer to be going from a beloved brand full of nostalgia to a corporal slop DEI agenda pushing woke fest, and the people in charge caring more about the profits than the games that they're making. And it feels to me like they forgot what makes a game magical. I know that might sound cheesy, but it really does feel like that. Like they don't have the heart and soul in the games that they used to. It feels like they're just pushing out a game just to get to the check boxes of what the next game is we need to work on. What's going to sell the most? Let's figure out what are gamers playing now. Let's just make that and make a sequel to that. That's not gaming. That's corpo slop. Get that shit out of here. And I think ultimately that's what's leading to the demise of Xbox game studios in general. They took on way more than they could handle, and now they're reaping what they sowed. And Game Pass, by all accounts, is not coming close to the expectations that they had going into it. And basically at this point, they needed to turn into a hockey stick of sales going straight up, and it's doing anything but that. And I covered this previously in the past Xbox Game Pass as well, why it was going to fail from day one. The executives were making promises they had no way of keeping, knowing that they would golden parachute themselves out of the company by the time it came to fruition of when that was going to happen. So they could say, oh, well, we can hit this goal, this goal, this goal, and sell the hockey stick to the investors of, oh, this is what it's going to be 5 years down the road, 7 years down the road. And now they're at the point of, oh, just give us 6 more months. We got to raise the price another $20. Let's give us 6 more months and we'll raise it another $50. At some point, you got to realize that it's not working and everything was for naught. And it does make you wonder at some point, when's it all going to collapse onto itself? Because that's inevitable. It's just a matter of time. We'll see. As far as Obsidian, though, I would not feel very comfortable as an employee working there right now. I think there's going to be some massive layoffs and potential studio closure. We'll see. But for now, I'll leave that there.